You mentioned a word culturally safe for Aboriginals earlier on.
Mm-hmm.
You said from one suburb to the other suburb, it may not be the same. So the strategy or the practices that we might have at this school may be different at the other.
So I actually think cultural safety at its core is the same no matter where you go.
Perfect.
And that is about creating an environment where people are comfortable, where people felt seen, and people feel heard. It is also about considering the trauma of the past. So I think the first thing I would do, if you're not sure if you're being culturally safe, is ask yourself, am I being respectful? Because at its core, cultural safety is about respect.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay to ask questions. It's okay not to know, but it's important you ask that respectfully.
Yeah.
There's a few other things that I think come with cultural safety. Not everyone will agree with me, and that's okay. And also, I can't speak for every Aboriginal person.
Yeah.
Anyone that says they can, you might, want to not take everything they say with a grain of salt, because that's something that we don't do. But if you're being respectful, you also need to take responsibility for your own education. So that is seeking out resources that help you. So whether that's a cultural awareness course, there's lots of them around. Whether that is reading some books, there's lots of books by Aboriginal authors, especially now. Like, I don't think we've ever been so lucky with the rich diversity in Aboriginal authors at the moment. So taking some responsibility for that. But then also making sure that your education doesn't become part of the burden, that the problem that is cultural burden. So something that happens to Aboriginal people is that people stop learning on their own, and they stand behind things that, I don't know, and I can't do this. I better put it on to the black fellow who's in the room. So if a school is lucky enough to have an Aboriginal person, or a service is lucky to have an Aboriginal person or an Aboriginal family, your inclination will always be to go to that first connection, right? There's nothing wrong with that in lots of ways, but it is worth being aware of cultural burden, because people burn out. And so approaching with that respect and saying, can you point me in the right direction, rather than, can you do this for me?